Hello everybody, and welcome to a Morticians Tale. I've never played this game before. Honestly, I got it from a humble bundle that I bought with a bunch of games that I want to stream on it, and it was just on there, and I haven't played it yet. I have no idea what this game's about. I am getting into it kind of blind. Actually, not kind of. Totally blind. Anyways, let's go ahead and start, shall we, gamers? September 14th, 10:15 a.m. Oh, look at my polygonial self. Hello, and welcome to our new funeral director, from Matthew Jeffrey to Charlie. Welcome, Charlie. Nice to meet you. My name's Matthew, and I'm mainly going to be the man who delivers the bodies to you and helps with some of the more heavy lifting. Ever hear that joke about a hearse driver? I'll tell it to you when I come by in a bit. Looking forward to working together. I think you'll enjoy working here. Annie's a sweetheart, but she runs a tight ship. Nothing you can't handle, I'm sure. She wouldn't have hired you otherwise. Cheers, and good luck. Matthew J., Funeral Director, Rose and Daughters Funeral Home. Oh, there's more to it. Hello, everyone. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce our new funeral director, Charlotte. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce our new funeral director, Charlotte, or Charlie, as she told me she likes to be referred to. Charlie is a recent graduate who came highly recommended and is eager to begin her career here with us at Rose and Daughters Funeral Home. Please take the time to make Charlie feel at home within our little family. We'll have a nice catered lunch this afternoon so we can all get to know each other a little better as well. Sincerely, Amy Rose, founder and director, Rose and Daughters Funeral Home. From Amy Rose to Charlie. Hello, Charlie. Well, you're new here, so it's probably best I explain where everything is. In your office/preparation room, you'll find your cremation station, cremulator station. What is that? Cremulator? I'm just gonna say cremulator station, embalming station, and obviously, since you're reading this email, your desk and computer area. I know you have experience working with these stations, but please let me know if you have any questions. Best, Amy Rose, founder and director, Rose and Daughters Funeral Home. Daughters. Jen Love to Charlie. I guess my subject lines to you should start being more professional now that we're business professionals. I can't wait to get your reply so I can see your fancy new email signature. I love that you were able to land this gig straight after graduating. It sounds super cool. I didn't even know mom and pop funeral homes were a thing until now. Guess it's just not something I really think that much about. I should look more into this and learn more about your world and industry because, as I said, you're now a very serious professional. Speaking of being a professional, my museum gig is amazing. I can't believe somebody paid me to move to London and not London. What the fuck? What the fuck is that? Serial killer capital of Canada. Now I have to look this up. Hold on. What the fuck? Oh, N? Hold on. Oh, and my webcam's not on either because I'm bad at this fucking stupid streaming stuff. Alright, now that my webcam's on and I don't look like a blumbering idiot, Let's continue. Speaking of being a professional, my museum gig is amazing. I already read this. Oh, that's right. We're trying to figure out what the fuck that was. Is that like Ontero or something? I'm a bad American. I don't know other country geography. Ontario, that's right. I can't believe how unbelievably stupid I am. And not London, Ontario, serial killer capital of the world, to work in a museum. Like, take that, everyone who said I couldn't get a job with an art history degree. I'll tell you more about it when we Skype. My stories require you to see my face, and that you hear my excellent British accent impersonation. Also, I signed you up for a Funerals monthly newsletter. Consider it your graduation gift. I love you / I'm super proud of you gift. Love you, love you, love you. Jen L., Museum Curator, London Pathology Museum. Before we get to the one that's actually marked, let's go ahead and just read the other one. From Funerals Monthly to subscriber. Thanks for subscribing. Each month we bring you a new newsletter featuring a topic pertaining to the death industry. This month is all about good etiquette for attending a funeral. I really can't believe we have to write this one out, but since we said we'll answer your most popular questions, here we are, because this is definitely one of the most popular questions. Funerals are a hard time. We understand that. But we are here for some quick and easy rules to remember for being respectful at a funeral. Generally following the guidelines of don't be a jerk should work. Also, that is bad English. It is a jerk, not an jerk. Number 1, don't be on your cell phone. We understand you're busy, but this is a time and a place to disengage. If you have to be on your cell phone, don't do so inside the funeral home. Don't be loud and obnoxious. You could share happy stories, but other people are also grieving and working through their own healing process. Being quiet gives other people space they might need. Everyone can deal with their feelings in their own ways. Just remember to be respectful when with the grieving families and friends. Sometimes remembering happy moments and positive experiences with the deceased can be a productive part of the healing process. Giving condolences. It's not easy knowing what to say to someone, but even a simple "I'm thinking of you" can go a long way. Dress appropriately. God fucking damn it. Dress appropriately. What this looks like will change. What this looks like will change based on the customs of the deceased and their culture, but always dress in a way that shows respect to the deceased and their grieving family. Give a gift or sign the registration book. This can be flowers or a nice card, but it is the thought that counts here. Sometimes this can be even just cooking dinner for the grieving family. Anything that shows you care and want to help them through healing process is what matters here. Be kind and helpful. Also, I like that the steaming cup of coffee is here as well. Let's look at this. Oh, that's just the website. Okay. Today's task from Amy Rose to Charlie. Hello, Charlie. Hope you've settled in okay so far. Matthew should have dropped off your first body for you to work on. He said you were really friendly, and he's glad to have you someone young and lively to work with. You'll get used to his sense of humor. Your first body is Mrs. Garcia, an elderly woman who died suddenly of a heart attack. The family has asked for a closed casket funeral, so no embalming or body preparation is necessary. The family seems a little bit more united than previous families we've dealt with. Strange how grief affects people differently. Perhaps having more time to say goodbye makes things a bit easier, if that's possible. That being said, although you will not be embalming Miss Garcia, I do think it's important to take the time to clean her body. No one is going to see her body, but I like to encourage my funeral directors to do this out of respect for the deceased and their loved ones. You'll find Miss Garcia in the prep room. Talk soon. Amy Rose, founder, and blah blah blah. Demir, of course we'll... Mia Garcia. Dear Amy, we're happy to be with Rose and daughters for my mother's funeral. We understand that there are usually procedures that must be followed in these situations, but if you kindly not embalm my mother, I would greatly appreciate it, and we will proceed with a closed casket for the service. I just know she wouldn't have wanted her death to have any negative impacts on the environment, and since she fought so hard to beat her heart disease and to live healthily, it would be a shame to have her final moments to be counter to the way she lived. Thank you for anything that you can do to help us in this matter. Best, Mia. Dear Mia, of course, we'll happily oblige your request for no embalming and for a closed casket. I'll ensure our funeral director receives your request. Take care. Okay. I see. So this is Mrs. Garcia. This is the prep room, while you prepare bodies for burials and viewing. Oh. Because the family has requested a closed casket ceremony with no embalming, you are just going to clean the body. Click the sponge and drag over it to clean it. Oh, this is quite a disturbing sound. That's it, you're done. Miss Garcia will be sent to Mike, who will take care of dressing and putting her in the casket. It's time to go to Mrs. Garcia's funeral. You are responsible for taking care of the deceased body, but it is also important to pay your respects to their loved ones. I'll follow the arrow and head to the funeral parlor. I see. So this is Mia, right? I hate wearing pantyhose. My legs are so itchy, but it's always so cold in these funeral homes. I think I might actually miss those sweaters she used to knit for me now. Mommy, I'm hungry. When can we go? Huh. Yeah, I heard the family specifically said no embalming. I thought it was mandatory, like required by law. I guess not. Embalming weirds me out. Do those chemicals leach into the ground? It seems strange to be using a chemical that is known to cause cancer and be putting it into the ground like that. Or into the sewer. That's what they must do with the leftover formaldehyde, right? Just pour it down the drain? At least embalming guarantees you won't be buried alive. Stop it. Don't make me laugh right now. That is quite the talking. She would have hated these paintings. She was so particular. Yeah, at least she doesn't have to see them, I guess. That's... yeah, I guess. We usually don't small talk a lot of these things. At least that's what I was always taught. I pay my respects to the body. Is there anything else that can be done here? I'm a little confused about what the point of this game is, other than cleaning up bodies. Okay, so this is the same. So I've already done everything that I can click on in this room. October 11th, 10:09 a.m. Oh, there I am, just cleaning that up. Okay, I got an email. From Jennifer Valentine to Charlie. Okay, so let me explain this in a bit more detail. A colleague and I were discussing the tight Lacer's liver specimen we have here at the museum. It's from a woman who died in 1907, and the liver is tapered inwards from what the doctor leading the autopsy believed was too tight lacing on her corset. It's fascinating because it's kind of a controversial topic. Tight lacing was super popular, and while people associated it with fainting or hysteria, it's actually been associated with visceroptosis, which is when organs fall to the lower part of the abdomen, right? Which is super unsettling, but can also be caused by being pregnant. So, TLDR, corsets probably messed up some bones, but likely didn't do this kind of internal organ damage. And I'm tired of the condescension about my wardrobe that also implies I don't know what I'm doing. These are the kind of things I've specifically researched, and yet I'm treated like I know nothing about. I'm having a day, Charlie. Oh, there's more. I keep forgetting how emails work. There's always more at the bottom when it says re. Can I rant for just a second? I'm so tired of hearing strangers' colleagues, anybody, male colleagues, go on my case for wearing corsets. I wear them under my blazer and over a nice blouse. So it's not like I'm dressing inappropriately, even though dress codes are such a sexist BS anyways. And like, I hate how their misogyny gets veiled in Fox concern. Jin, I'm just worried you're damaging your body. You know what corsets do to livers, right? Corsets don't do anything to livers. They're definitely not hurting me as much as your condescension is hurting my head. Ugh, sorry. I'm out of sorts right now. I'll send you another email in a little bit when I've cooled off a bit. Hi, Amy. Please pass along our deepest thanks to you and your staff for the wonderful job they did with our mother's funeral. It was really lovely. Our family so rarely gets together. It was nice seeing everyone come out to such a beautiful service. My son never gets to see his family, although it was incredibly kind for you to let us bring our own food in. Getting to share home-cooked meals, sharing stories, being there together, it meant a lot. So what I'm saying is, it was nice for everyone to be there like that, together in that way, and I know how much of that was due to the work of your staff, especially your funeral director. Thank you for making this difficult time easier for all of us. Best, Mia. Oh, it's Matthew Jeffrey, my boy. Hey there, Charlie. I was driving around the other day, taking our clients on their last trip around town, and I was thinking, strange, I know. Did I ever tell you the first time I went to a funeral? I was a teenager, about to start university, and a friend of mine was killed in a car accident, totally out of the blue. Really tragic stuff, messed me and my friends up real good. But so, the big day, we all got into our best suits and dresses and packed ourselves into a few cars. There were a lot of us, so we had at least 3 different cars full of us, like clown cars, While we were in the procession going to the ceremony, somebody in our car got a phone call from a friend in a different car. Turns out, some asshat driver who doesn't know to not get in the way of our procession drove through the intersection and smashed straight into our friend's car. Nobody's hurt, thank God. But can you imagine getting that call? Anyways, one of our friends in the same car as me, the one who got the phone call, hung up and started laughing. Just laughing her ass off. And that way that makes you not sure if they're really just crying or if they've gone fully off the deep end. And she laughed, and then we all started giggling because, go figure. Life is messed up sometimes, There's no moral, no point to that story. I guess I just remembered that story and wanted to tell you, because we work with death all the time, and I still sometimes get caught off guard by what that actually means. Oh, before you get any ideas, this has nothing to do with why I became a funeral director. That decision came totally later, and nothing unremarkable. Somebody has to do it, and I have a strong stomach, so why not? I'll see you in a bit, Charlie. Matthew J., funeral director. We all know everyone wants to be respectable at funerals. Don't talk too loudly, be kind, smile, and refrain from making inappropriate jokes, at least around the grieving family. Hey, sometimes some people do need a little bit of a pick-me-up during such hard times. Who are we to judge? And a big part of that is knowing what to wear. God, I can't read. Roman Catholic funerals tend to lean more to the formal black attire rule, and it works for us. Did you know this goes back to the days of the Roman Empire, where people would wear black as a symbol for mourning? Black isn't universally the symbol for mourning, though. If you're attending a funeral that is from a culture that is not your own, it's important to understand this. Some colors have different meanings, and despite your best intentions, the wrong choice could mean accidental offense. For example, in Hinduism and Chinese cultures, white is typical color for funerals. For Islam, though, it is less about the color you are wearing and more about how modestly you're dressed. Refrain from wearing any elaborate jewelry and be respectful of your behavior. For Sikh funerals... Sikh? How do you pronounce that? Am I showing how unbelievably, white I am? I don't know half of these. I know what Hinduism and Chinese culture and Islam. I know about those. I know a little about those, but I have never heard of Sikh before. Sikh funerals' color of the clothing isn't as important, as is dressing modestly and being able to appropriately sit cross-legged. Actually, being respectful is just the #1 rule for any funeral, no matter what, really. Remember that, and please, don't hesitate to ask what is and isn't appropriate to wear. If you are attending to support a friend, family member, or a partner, this day is not about you, so be sure to do whatever you can to be as respectful and supportive as possible. Even if that means not wearing what you're used to wearing at a funeral, or even if it just means asking how you can appropriately show your respect. I don't like these typing errors. Hi Charlie, these are the instructions for your next body. You did a remarkable job on the first one. The family is very happy with you. So, no small feat, of course. Pleasing a grieving family isn't exactly the most comfortable of jobs. Your next job is a man named Mr. Duval. An elderly man died of old age. Nothing fancy, just a standard funeral with embalming. You can reach out to his daughter, Lizzie Duvall, if you have any questions. She's handling her father's passing as well as can be expected. As always, don't hesitate to ask me any questions. Best, Amy Rose, founder and director, Rose and Daughter's Funeral Home. P.S. Charlie, dear, please remember to wear proper embalming gear. Formaldehyde is extremely dangerous. I know I don't need to tell you, but my maternal instincts are hard to ignore. I promise I won't mother you too much. Well, just a little. Ask Matthew. He knows. Okay. So... Alright, I guess I'll get right on it, boss. Alright, Mr. Duvall. It's time to receive your... Traditional burials simply require embalming, which preserves the body and prevents it from decomposing as quickly. Unless the family requests otherwise, all traditional burials will use embalming. Let's start by cleaning the body. Click on a sponge and drag it over the body to clean it. Alright, will do. This, again, the sponge sounds so... Ugh. Yep, alright, Mr. Duvall, you hairy old man. Click on the razor and drag it over his body to shave it. There you go, a good old shave. In order to break rigor mortis, you'll have to massage the body. Click and drag over the body to massage it. Okay. Rigor mortis happens when somebody dies, right? And that basically, the eyeballs deflate once the body starts discomposing. Click and drag an eye cap into each socket to give it a shape. What is an eye cap? Eye caps. To keep the eyes shut, you'll need to glue them. Click and drag glue to each eye and shut it. The mouth sags and hollows once the body starts decomposing. Click and drag a cotton ball into the mouth to give it shape. To keep the mouth from opening, you'll need to suture it shut. Click and drag the needle and thread over the jaw to close it. This seems weird. Click and drag the lotion over the body to moisturize it. This prevents the skin from drying out. Okay. This is not a pleasant sound. Embalming involves removing blood and replacing it with preserving chemicals. Click and drag the scalpel over the neck to make an incision. Oh. You're going to need a tube for draining the blood. Click on the tube and drag it into the incision. Click on the cannula and drag it onto the carotid artery. This is how you'll get the preserving into the bloodstream. Is it? Oh. Now you need to connect the embalming machine into the cannula. Grab the additional tubing and drag it onto the cannula. Wait, so... Drag it onto the cannula again? Okay, click the button on the embalming machine to turn it on. In order to evenly distribute the chemicals, you have to massage them through the body. Drag. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be a time thing, isn't it? Oh god, I can't. I'm bad at this. Ooh, doggy. Alright, Mr. Duvall. I can do this for you. Don't worry. Mr. Duvall, don't worry. Your funeral will go as planned. Great, now let's stitch up that incision. Click and drag the needle and thread it over the incision to close it. Almost done. You'll need to drain the organs from any remaining fluids. Click on the trocar, then click and hold on the abdomen until the liquid has been drained. So, where does the difficulty in this game start coming up? And you're done. Mike will take care of Mr. Duval's makeup as well as dressing him and putting him in the casket. It's time to attend the funeral. Okay. Funeral time, I guess. Is there something that pops up in my I didn't have an option to talk to the lady, so I hope I don't do anything. Alright. So strange not seeing most people wearing white. White? Yeah, I think it's different for different family members. I can't remember. I haven't gone to many traditional funerals, so mostly white, but like definitely not red, no matter what. Came out of nowhere. I mean, it also sort of does, doesn't it? Yeah, 1 minute you're laughing, having fun, and then the next, proof, the person's gone. Just, like, gone. Yeah, it's weird to think about for too long, like staring at the sun. I start to feel all fuzzy when I think about it. So weird, how our bodies just stop working like that. Yeah. Oh, little bastard's on his fucking phone. He always wanted to take his grandkids to the park, play catch. He loved playing catch. Threw a mean curveball, that's for sure. Hey, little bastard. What are you doing? Humming to himself. I'm sorry, gamer. I understand the need to game, but allow me to tell you, it is so rude. You probably don't need me to tell you this, but gamers, like, I get the need to game. You feel it in you feel the urge in your bloodstreams, but gaming at a funeral, you should not do that. You should be kind and respectful. Everything that's been said in this game so far is very true. And playing on your phone, taking pictures, or just being on your phone in general, or basically distracting yourself from the funeral is very rude. And I would recommend, as a fellow gamers, don't do that. Not like this fucking little shit. Where are your parents? I'd like to know. Anyways, let's pay our respects to old man Duval. I'm sorry I had to cut into your shoulder. And now we leave. And on to the next day. December 2nd, 10:22 a.m. I guess we're going to be working with the crematorium now. Because we're cleaning that station. From Lizzie Duval to Amy Rose. Hi, Amy. Thank you for the wonderful evening you and your staff put together for my father's funeral. He wasn't always an easy man to get along with, but I'm glad to have seen him off in such a kind way. Thank you, Lizzie. Passing on this lovely thank you note. To Charlie. Oh, is this another Charlie, I was doing some reading. I know you hate me when I try and give you dating advice, but hear me out. There's this dating site that's specifically for people working in the death industry. Okay, so maybe I'm a little worried for you. You haven't mentioned anybody new since the breakup of 2014 that we will never speak of again after this moment. But you're always saying how tired you get of people being scared to ask about your day. So maybe meeting somebody in the industry isn't the worst idea? Just promise me you'll consider it, okay? It's harder for me to make sure you're seeing sunlight when I'm all the way across the ocean. I know you look like a babe with pale skin and a witchy gothy aesthetics are super hot right now, but vitamin D is still a good thing. Mom, rant over. I'm going to try it out because turns out people get super scared off when you tell them you work in a museum filled with dead bodies. Do you know how not interesting other people find teratomas? Charlie, I didn't know you were this weird to outside people. I've been spoiled by having a best friend who's such a weirdo as I am. Miss you, let's grab a bottle of wine for our next Skype date. P.S. If you sign up for Dead Meat, isn't that the best name for a death industry dating website? Tinder rules apply. You have to like me if you come across my profile or whatever. I'm not sure how it works just yet though. Oh, okay. Oh, I just read that one. Matthew Jeffrey, the boy. I don't like the look of this, not one bit. I know you've only been with us for a few months, but maybe you're aware of the trouble Amy's been having? A small mom and pop shop like Rose and Daughters can't compete with the bigger guys. Anyways, don't tell Amy I sent this to you. Also, I'm starving, so I'm gonna grab some fast food before taking the hearse through the car wash. 2 birds, 1 stone, and swinging back to the home. Do you want anything? A beef and cheddar? I'm gonna take the hearse through the drive-thru, of course. It freaks people out. I love it. They get so awkward. Let me know. I'm heading out in 15 minutes. Paycheck coming late. Sorry. Hey, Matthew, this is embarrassing, but it seems I miscalculated some of our income, and I don't have enough to pay you this week. Would it be terribly inconvenient if I cut you a check for next week instead? If you need the money urgently, please let me know. I feel terrible about this whole thing, and I can cut you a check from my personal account if need be. I'm so sorry about this. I assure you it won't happen again. Take care. Amy Rose, founder and director. Funerals Monthly. If you've been a long-time subscriber of our emails or following us on social media, you've no doubt heard about the misgendering that transgender people are, at times, subjected to during their funerals. There have been many notable situations where trans women have had their wishes overruled by their families, and have had their hair cut, or buried under the wrong names, and subjected to the wrong pronouns in their obituary announcements. We care a lot about this because we believe in treating every person with the same level of compassion, respect, and care. God damn it, you're right. And this absolutely extends to pronouns, and respecting the deceased's wishes as per their lived experiences. The CDC's Funeral Director Handbook on Death Registration and Fetal Death Reporting offers the fraught directive. Enter male or female based on observation. Do not abbreviate or use other symbols. If sex cannot be determined after verification with medical records, inspection of the body, or other sources, enter unknown. Do not leave this item blank. Leaving it up to observation obviously enters into a world of issues since bodies can be so different. Oh, excuse me. Ugh. And because of ingrained bias, people can draw incorrect assumptions based on their own inaccurate observations. California has passed what is known as the Respect After Death Act, which states that the death certificate must reflect the deceased's gender identity as they lived it. So, a step in the right direction. People who are trans deserve the same respect in death that people who are cisgender receive. Misgendering and death takes away this respect. It can also inflict hurt and trauma on spouses and friends that survive the deceased. So, what can we do as funeral directors? Listen to the people who come into your office. In America, especially, some marriages may not be recognized as legal depending on the laws around same-sex marriage, but this doesn't mean you're not dealing with the two people who have loved each other in the same way as another couple. Listen, learn, and always be respectful. While you have to work with the next of kin, your duty is also to ensure the deceased receives the utmost respect in their burial. If a funeral is to honor the deceased, then do that. Honor them. I fucking like that. The Plaid Boy liked that message. I'm sponsoring that message. Hello, Charlie. Today's funeral is for a woman who died from breast cancer. Nothing fancy, just a standard cremation. Please don't hesitate to ask me if you have any questions. Best, Amy Rose, founder and director. Okay, I'm on it. I'm on it, boss. Don't worry. I got the... Oh, cremation. I called it, by the way. Before we cremate Mrs. Hall, we'll need to prepare her body. Mrs. Hall family brought clothing and jewelry for her to wear. It's important to remove these before the cremation process as to not damage them. Let's start by removing Mrs. Hall's necklace. We need to be able to identify Mrs. Hall's remains after she's been cremated. Click and drag the round identification tag and place it in the coffin. The fucking coffin. Great, Mrs. Hall is all set to be cremated now. This is like tutorial, isn't it? This game's gonna get a hell of a lot harder. Sorry, everybody. Had some difficulty there. Alright, let's go check on the, Oh, there's a vase. This is a cremulator. Contrary to popular belief, cremation doesn't turn bodies into ash, so much as bone fragments. Using the cremulator will break those bone fragments down into ash-like remains. Let's start by placing the urn in the cremulator. Click and drag the bone fragments on top of them into the top of the cremulator. Interesting. I knew bones didn't burn, but I thought they just took the burns out. Now that all the bones have been processed, click and drag the urn back onto the counter. Make sure to put Mrs. Hale's necklace back into the urn. Click on the necklace and drag it into the urn. Hello? Don't forget the tag. Click on the round identification tag and drag it into the urn. Got it, boss. Urn's lid. Time to proceed to the funeral, baby. Take a sip of this apple juice. Also, this game is a bit weird, but I do like it. I do like it. This is nice in a weird way. She liked that we were all here together, talking. She always tried to keep the family together. The food is delicious. I know that's weird, but these crab cakes are perfect. Oh, perfect, you say. She would have hated this music. She never wanted her funeral to be sad. She would have wanted us smiling. She said so. Huh. Yeah, that is a good view. Glad she was cremated and not in, like, an open casket or something. Seeing her like that, I don't know if I could have. At least we all got to say goodbye. She would have liked that. She would have, I think. She fought really hard. She was proud of herself. She never gave up. Not once. This game is, even though I really like it, it is a little sad. Which I think is the point. Alright, now that we've paid our respects, on to the next day. Oh. This is, what am I doing at my desk there? Oh, so many emails. Tales from the Crypt. Oh. It's like, what is it, that game called Bomber? No, I freaking died. Oh, I died again. Bomber. Oh. There was a ghost in these there. Okay, so that means ghosty goos are near. Yeah, I don't get this. I never really got Crypt Keeper that much anyways. Or fucking Bomber, or whatever the fuck it was called.